Okay, so today we're going to show you how to chop onions for spaghetti bolognese, chili and other such dishes. Okay, so we're going to start off with the basic onion. First of all, we're going to slice off all the ends, making sure that there are no scraggy bits in the middle of it.
Don't taste good.
No, it's not good to have. Okay, so that's fine. And then what you want to do is you want to get all the skin off. So if you use the sharp end of your knife and just try and bring it across and lift a bit of skin, and then by the time you can get a nice big chunk of it and scrape it all the way around, and it soon comes all off.
Sometimes what I do as well, sometimes you might want to, especially if they're not particularly fresh onions, you might also want to take out the outer layer of the actual onion.
Yes.
Because sometimes that can go a bit bad, but these are fresh. We bought them today.
Yes.
And they'll be fine.
Then what you do is you'll chop it in half to start, and then what you want to do is chop it lengthways. So
can we come in for a
you want
close-up?
to go three sections like so. So it will look somewhat like that with two lines in the middle, and then you line them up again. And you want to be very careful with your fingers, mind. Chop at angles and try and make little sections of it to give it nice little sections of onion. And be careful you don't try and chop your fingers off.
It's not nice.
It isn't pleasant.
You should have seen the first take of this. God.
It's Ben. His fingers.
That's why he's now a cameraman. Yes.
I'm just gonna carry on chopping the rest of these onions.
Chopping. So what we've done is we've got everything from well, we're not on the BBC, so we can say brand names. We've got all these from Aldi, and it all came in the bill at less than 10 quid, so quite easy to do.
And that's going to serve us all for, I think it serves 10 or something like that for spaghetti bolognese and for chili.
It's an incredibly cheap way to do it, and it's cheaper than takeaway. Okay
then, just back with the garlic. This is garlic, and we get it out of one of these things here. So what you do...
Yes. There we go.
What you do, you'll just pull it apart and you'll get all these clothes falling off like so, and very nice in chili and spaghetti bolognese. What you do, you start by cutting off each end very finely, and then you'll want to pull off the skin. I normally find it's sometimes a little bit easier if you have to press the garlic, so the skin will then just drop off as it's loosened away from the body.
And also, don't worry about the little bits of, sometimes there are little bits of green invisible in the minute. That doesn't matter, because most of the time in most recipes with garlic it sort of almost dissolves anyway, and it doesn't make any difference to the flavour of the end product.
Want to get a good few of these in, so I'll go through it as quickly as I can. But if you just press it down, that sometimes it loosens off the skin to make it easier. It doesn't
need to look pretty. So this is the end product. I'm gonna go that to iPad as well. I'm hoping that's gonna be there. So it almost looks onion-like, so make sure you don't mix them here to make it fun.
Although you don't really need to worry, because of course they'll all be going into the same pan eventually.
Indeed, indeed.
So we're using, how many cloves of garlic are we using, JC?
Well, because we're doing our spaghetti bolognese and chili recipes simultaneously, we're putting 5 cloves of garlic, sorry.
For the chili con carne, I'm pretty sure it's 2 cloves. And then for spaghetti, it's 3.
Although of course it is totally preferable on your
like
garlic.
Personally, I love garlic, so I
garlic.
probably have an extra clove, but we're going by the book here.
Okay. Then what you do is just basically very finely just chop slices out of it.
You want them to be much smaller than your onion slices.
Yes, much smaller. So just every few millimeters, just take a few off. Hello. So yeah, we're currently using the pan to heat up some olive oil, which we're just a few seconds away from adding in the onions and garlic for the chili con carne.
You just heat it up so we can sweat the vegetables.
It's very important just to get the oil up to a certain temperature. Otherwise, it normally it really doesn't. It fries it more than it does.
So one of the best ways of checking to see if the oil is ready is you just take a piece of onion, and if it starts fizzing straight away like that, that's when you know it's ready. So basically,
Be careful for spitting oil.
And I've got the wooden spoon.
That's a good smell.
So we're just going to keep on stirring them until the onions burn out, and we just want to get them nice and brown. We've got the garlic in there as well.
And you just want to get the onions just before they go brown, because that's the point which they're done properly. So you just want to just mess it around a bit, just separate some of the bigger pieces of onions from each other. And I'll tell you what, this smells absolutely gorgeous. I love the smell of it. Now, as we can see, the onions are starting to brown up, and I think they're very much done. So what we do now is we turn up the heat up to a high temperature, and then we add in the mincemeat. So what you want to do is just break it up a little bit and throw it in there, and just try and separate it out a little bit as you put it in, otherwise it gets harder as you're trying to cook it. And try not to scrunch it up too much, otherwise it just forms balls.
And I'd always recommend mincemeat. It's a very versatile meat to use, so if you're just going out and getting something just randomly, a mincemeat is always a good one because you can make burgers quite easily with a couple of onions. Meatballs are especially good. I made some with like a lemon zest and they were lovely. And of course the dishes we're doing today are chili and spaghetti bolognese.
Okay, well, what we're doing now, you just need to mix it up, and you need to separate it from any big amounts of meat, so you just want to keep on really going for it.
Just a quick reminder there, me and JC did hygienically wash our hands.
We did wash our hands.
Indeed, it is very important that you must do this, and also
hygiene is a big important part of cooking.
especially we've also used the one knife for the meat to make sure you don't use the same knife.
Especially dealing with chicken and fish.
Yeah, but JC's just he's browning the meat at the moment, and we want the whole thing to really be the same brown colour.
Yep. You can see the meat is very nearly almost all brown now. We're just waiting for it to turn fully brown, and by which time we will add a bit of red wine, which is always nice in a bit of cooking, whatever you add it to. Tastes lovely.
Today we are using
Bolomé Shiraz. The parents' leftovers, I don't know. Might be a good one, might be a crap one.
from fine south or eastern Australia. Of course, we really should be using Californian wine today, as today is the 4th of July. So we thought we could do American themed dishes, but we thought to reflect the multicultural aspect of America, we'd do something Mexican and something Italian. In other words, we didn't realise till this morning. As you can see, that's going quite nicely, and it's probably quite ready for the wine. So JC, if you'll do the honors.
This is putting in about 300 millilitres there. Obviously, it's mainly for flavour. You can
the alcohol does get steamed out, and which is why food is not alcoholic, because quite a lot of chefs do use wine in their dishes because it's some nice juicy flavours.
Also, that's giving it a lovely smell right now. It's mixing with the nice onion and meaty smell.
Beef
sort of a fruity edge. Yeah. And that's going to go for a little longer now.
We're going to boil this for about 2 to 3 minutes, so I'm just going to put the lid on it. Just let it gain a bit more heat.
Pour those in. There we go. Look at that.
And I'm also going to put in tomato puree while it's on. We want 3 tablespoons of this. So
yeah, you can get the special tablespoon measure, but just it doesn't need to be too exact. So we're just using a literal tablespoon. This will add lots of rich sort of flavour. This will add a bit of sweetness.
Yep.
Also, it's sort of the natural saltiness and sweetness and different flavours in the tomatoes will really add to the flavour.
Also remember, if you like your tomatoes chunky, it's fine, but we're just going to mash them up with a wooden spoon.
I love it extra.
Yeah. Never have too much tomato in my opinion.
Okay, we're also going to add the spices right now. So we're going to start with can you do it later?
Well, we haven't added costings for these spices, because once you bought them once, you don't need to buy them again. So, and also you don't need to go for all of these either. These are more sort of optional extras in some cases.
Last up, we're going to add the kidney beans to it.
The last crucial ingredient.
Chili always needs lots of kidney beans. Love kidney beans. Then you just stir it in there. And once you've stirred it in there, leave for about a further 5-10 minutes, and then it's all ready to go.